This story's right, this story's true.
Singer-songwriter Archie Roach has been posthumously awarded a Companion of the Order of Australia. It acknowledges his dedication to performing arts, Indigenous rights and reconciliation. Archie Roach is also being celebrated for his support of emerging First Nations artists over a career that spanned 40 years.
We talked about these sorts of things, and I remember him saying, you know, it's actually not about the person that's being awarded, it's about the community. I think he would have been really chuffed.
Actor Claudia Carvin also acknowledged for her celebrated career, which began in the 1980s with films, before she went on to become a star of the small screen.
We have an incredible talent pool here in Australia. Some people go overseas, but then a lot of them come back, and so our industry just gets richer and more knowledgeable.
Philip Noyce has been honoured for his work as a film director, including the groundbreaking rabbit-proof fence in 2002.
I never thought I'd get paid to make movies, and yet 54 years later I haven't done anything else.
Prolific Melbourne writer Robert Mann has been honoured for his service to tertiary education, political and social commentary and to the Indigenous community.
I had a very controversial life, and so the recognition that I've contributed something to the country I care about deeply matters to me a lot.
Among those recognised for their outstanding work in the Indigenous community is Katrina Fanning from Canberra. The Wiradjuri woman played for the Australian Jillaroos for 14 years and continues to lead in the fields of education and health.
It does come on Australia Day, so it has some mixed feelings, but for me it's about reflecting on our past and never forgetting where I've come from and the people that came before me, but also looking to the future and what's possible for us.
Denise Smith-Ali from Western Australia is dedicated to documenting her native Noongar language. The linguist says Australia is losing languages at one of the highest rates in the world.
It's been a hard road, but it's been the most beautiful job I've ever had in my life, and enhancing my language and culture.
David Paulson from Sydney has helped in the fight to find a cure for HIV and educating others about the virus. In 1984, he became one of the first people in Australia to learn he was HIV positive, but refused to give up hope.
So I made a decision within probably 30 seconds of diagnosis that I would do anything to help medical science know more about HIV and try and find or help find a treatment or a cure.
Fred Alao has been celebrated for his work within Victoria's African communities. A member of Melbourne's Nigerian community, he co-founded the city's annual African Music and Cultural Festival.
The African Australians, they're excelling in all walks of life. They're not being seen as much, and so this honour actually means a lot.
In Queensland, Bronwyn Edwards' work in suicide prevention has been acknowledged. 2 years after the death of her brother in 2008, she founded the organisation Roses in the Ocean.
Back then the word suicide wasn't talked about, and it was really clear that the people who actually experienced suicide really weren't being heard.
Barbara and David Rugendijk have fostered more than 400 children in their rural home on the outskirts of Cobargo in New South Wales, work they continued even after losing their home in the 2019 bushfires.
I suppose we get a lot of enjoyment out of it. People say, oh, you know, it's so good for the kids, but I think that it's been really, really good for me.
The recipients or family members will receive their awards in ceremonies around the country in coming months. James Wakelin, ABC News.